take off. I mean, is Spirit still going to be flying or not? You know, I've invested money in the ticket. I want to be able to fly.
Uncertainty is growing at Philadelphia International Airport tonight for Spirit Airlines travelers. An airline industry source telling NBC News Spirit could shut down as early as tomorrow without a last-minute intervention. We reached out to Spirit Airlines. They said they're operating as usual. The potential shutdown, though, comes after years of financial struggles for Spirit, including filing for bankruptcy for the second time in a year. The final straw, though, talks between Spirit Airlines and the Trump administration on a possible bailout failed to produce a deal. Today, President Trump said his team gave a final proposal to Spirit to try to save the airline. A source telling NBC News that deal included the government giving $500 million to the airline in exchange for taking a 90% stake in the airline. As of now, Spirit is rejecting those terms.
What the president said was he wanted 90% of the equity that Spirit might sell. If Spirit reorganizes and it has some success, then it's able to sell stock. And the deal with the creditors originally was, okay, you're not going to get paid back on all your money, but we'll give you these warrants to buy stock in the future. And then the president came along and he said, I want 90% of the warrants for the U.S. government. Well, that doesn't leave anything for the creditors. And so creditors balked at it, and they're in charge.
That's Scott McCartney, a former Wall Street Journal reporter who has covered the airline industry for decades. Tonight, we are going in depth on this collapse. I asked McCartney what this collapse means for people with upcoming Spirit flights, for local airports that rely heavily on Spirit travel, and also the cost of air travel in general for all of us. He told me Spirit shutting down is historic, one of the biggest to go under since Pan Am and Braniff decades ago.
It may happen overnight tonight or sometime this weekend. And we haven't seen that in a long time, right? This is a major airline that will be liquidating. The employees are cleaning out their desks right now, from my understanding, not expecting to come back on Monday. And there are planes in the air, but they will eventually complete their trips. And typically, an airline would want to get all their aircraft back home, so to Fort Lauderdale in this case. And it's tough. It's tough on the employees, very sad for them, but also for travelers, because there are going to be people who have tickets on Spirit for travel this weekend, for travel this summer, and those tickets are going to be worthless. It's unlikely that other airlines will accommodate them without buying new tickets.
We wanted to update you on that because today, United Airlines said it was, quote, preparing to support Spirit customers and employees if Spirit customers and crew members get stranded. American Airlines has said it, quote, immediately implemented fare caps on main cabin tickets for Spirit routes, where we also offer nonstop service, unquote. JetBlue also said it would provide flight option. But here's the bottom line. If you bought your Spirit flight with a debit card or cash, McCartney says that money is likely gone. With credit, there's a chance.
Their best hope is through their credit card company. So if Spirit doesn't honor the ticket, then they can complain to their credit card company that they didn't get what they bought and try and get a refund from the credit card company. Credit card companies have been requiring more cash held back for just this circumstance. So they have some money that they can refund to customers. But that's really the only hope for customers, is getting a credit through the credit card company. Some of them are, they have taken their Spirit flight outbound and they're not going to have a return flight home. So The hope would be they get the refund on the Spirit ticket and use that money to buy a ticket on another airline.
This will also have local impact on airports around our area. Last month, the director of Atlantic City International Airport told our Shabama girl about 75% of passengers in and out of that airport between January and March flew Spirit. I reached out to Atlantic City Airport today, and they told me as of now, Spirit is still operating. But it's important they also pointed to the other budget airlines increasing service to Spirit destinations, Allegiant Air, Breeze Airways. McCartney also told me Spirit accounts for about 3% of domestic travel. So you might be wondering, what might losing this carrier mean for all of us?
For the rest of us, ticket prices, people are going to have to pay more. Ticket prices are going up. They're already going up because of fuel costs. And fuel costs definitely made it harder for Spirit to reorganize, but not the whole reason this is happening today. In general, you take that 3% of capacity out, other airlines will fill in. I don't think there's any issue of people not being able to get where they want to go. The real issue is they're going to have to pay more because those subsidized cheap tickets aren't going to be as plentiful.